guys, I'm Laura Vitale, and on this episode of Laura Education, I want to share with you how to make a no-bake peanut butter cheesecake. It is so easy to do, but it's absolutely divine. The ingredients you'll need is very few and simple ones. You'll need some ground graham crackers or any kind of like biscuit cracker or digestive biscuit. You'll need some peanuts, you have a little bit of sugar, some cream cheese that's been softened at room temperature. You'll need some smooth peanut butter, confectioner's sugar, vanilla extract, some heavy cream, and some butter. You'll also need some additional ingredients to make a ganache, but that's not going to happen until tomorrow. Well, tomorrow for me, like maybe a couple minutes for you. Now, the first thing you want to do is get a 9-inch springform pan and spray with like some nonstick spray, or just put a little bit of butter in there, which is what I've done. And now we're going to get going on making the crust. We are going to add, now, there's also a pinch of salt in with the sugar as well for the crust. You can use salted peanuts and it would be fabulous. I don't have salted peanuts, I have unsalted peanuts, which is why I've added a pinch of salt to my sugar, because the slight saltiness works really, really well against all the sweetness of the peanut butter. We are going to add the butter in, partially, the butter is just partially melted. Not that it really matters because it's all going to get whizzed up anyway. So I'm just going to pulse this until it gets nice and combined and the peanuts have kind of gone into a powder. It'll be perfect. Oh, perfect. Looks like wet sand, and I love that. That's the start of a good crust. Okay, you can smell the peanuts too. I'm just going to get everything out of here. Now, if you don't like peanut butter, then I will direct you to my Nutella, no-bake Nutella cheesecake, which is pretty much kind of the same thing as this, minus there's no peanut butter, but there is Nutella in there. So if you're someone that didn't grow up eating peanut butter, which I know that all over the world, when I was a kid in Italy, I didn't eat peanut butter, didn't even know such a thing existed. So I grew up eating Nutella. And it's something that I came to love and learn when I moved to the States. So if you're like, Laura, I don't even know what peanut butter is, but I can get my hands on some Nutella or any kind of sort of chocolate spread, or maybe a different nut spread, then you can use this recipe for that. Just gonna press this in really, really well. And then you can see I'm just kind of getting it to come up about 1/2 inch the sides of my baking pan. If you have any pieces that break like that, just push them right back together. That looks good enough for me. Now time to make the filling. I'm gonna put my cream cheese in my standing mixer. You can do this absolutely in your food processor. Problem is my food processor is a bit on the small side, and when I add the cream cheese and the peanut butter and the sugar and the cream, it doesn't all get mixed really well just because it's a smaller one. If it was a bigger size, then it would work perfectly. So if your food processor is slightly bigger, you can do it all in the food processor and it would save you some washing up. I'm gonna mix the cream cheese by itself for a couple of minutes to get it really light and fluffy, and then we'll add in the remaining ingredients. Turn that down. Okay, let's get all the peanut butter off my spoon and all into the cream cheese mixture. Now this is going to serve a lot of people, so don't worry if you're thinking, whoa, that's a lot of peanut butter. It's about 1.5 cups. But again, it's going to serve, let's see, it's pretty rich cheesecake, so I'd say you can get easily between 12 and 16 slices out of this, depending on how thick you want it. You could get 4 slices out of it if you want really big wedges, but because something is rich, when something's rich, especially dessert, I always do smaller portions because you just don't need as much of it. So keep that in mind. I'm going to add just a small splash of vanilla. And then we're going to add in the confectioner's sugar. And let's get it all out. And then we're going to add in a little touch of cream. And now that we have all of our ingredients in there, lift this up and mix it all together until it's combined and creamy and luscious. Now, this is not a cake batter, this is not cookies, this is not cupcakes. You cannot like overwork this and develop gluten or anything. You want to work this well enough so that everything is really well combined. That is gorgeous. Looks like peanut butter mousse. Hey, if all else fails, pass this off as peanut butter mousse. I kill myself. I'm so funny all the time. Anyways, just putting this into my springform pan. Try to get it all out of there, as much of it as you can. And then just smooth this out. It smells so good. Something about peanuts, peanut butter. You just know it's going to be lovely. I do make a different peanut butter cheesecake, which is baked. It's not no bake like this one, but the other version that I make is peanut butter and jelly cheesecake. So if you want to see that one, then you better comment down below and let me know. I'm going to cover this up. I just use a plate, pop it right on top, and it's going to go into the fridge overnight. It needs to set, otherwise it's not going to hold its shape. So I'm just going to put the plate on top of this, pop it in the fridge overnight, and then we'll make a beautiful ganache to go over the top. Now, before we go ahead and unveil the cheesecake that's been in the fridge overnight, I want to make a quick little ganache to go over it. So I've got some semi-sweet chocolate chips in here, and this is some hot heavy cream. I just took some heavy cream, popped it into this little measuring jug, and I put it in the microwave for about a minute or until it got really nice and hot. So I just want to make sure that the chocolate is submerged in the hot cream. Let it sit there for a second. And now we've got our cheesecake here that is completely set. So if I put my hand on it, it is perfectly set, and I can smell the peanut butter immediately, and I think that that's like so inviting and like awesome and delicious. So I'm just gonna let the chocolate sit for about a minute, and then we'll give it a good whisk and cover this whole thing with that deliciously oozy gooey melted chocolate goodness. I'm gonna start giving this a whisk, and as you whisk it, the chocolate will melt and melt and melt, and it'll go from like this really weird light brown to a luscious ooey gooey chocolate. Yeah, that looks awesome. Okay, that is good. Now what we need to do is cover the top of our cheesecake with that lovely chocolate. Let it ooze out. Let it kind of run all over the top, because we need to put this back into the fridge to set. It'll take maybe an hour or so. You want that chocolate to set completely. That's good enough. Let's get it covered all over. Beautiful. In the fridge until the chocolate is fully set. Yep, there we go. Now, truth be told, you really do need to have this sit in the fridge until the chocolate's completely set. I've only kept it in there for 10 minutes. My greed is getting the best of me. But it smells amazing. It's holding up just fine, so I'm not worried about it. What I do have here is a wet kitchen towel, and you need something wet because it makes these clean. It makes getting clean slices much better if you have something that you can wipe your knife on. You get really nice neat slices like that. So I'm just gonna cut myself a slice. Look at that. Look at the chocolate, the smooth peanut butter, and that graham cracker peanutty crumb mixture. Okay. If you like Reese's peanut butter cups, I will put my last earned dollar, put my name on the fact that this tastes exactly like it, but 10 times better. It just does. It's this, you could call it Reese's peanut butter cheesecake if you wanted to, but it is my peanut butter cheesecake, so that's what we're gonna call it. It is just phenomenal. It is incredibly rich, yet not overpowering at all. It's smooth. It holds such beautiful texture. The combination of like the crumble, the peanut butter layer, and the chocolate is just dynamite. I can't picture anybody not falling in love with this because it is just absolutely divine. And the small piece goes a long way. This slice, believe it or not, hold yourself down, is even too big for me because it is such a rich cheesecake that you don't need a whole lot to really appreciate the flavor and enjoy it. LauraInTheKitchen.com has the recipe for you. Let me know if you do make it, and please tag me all over whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, because I would love to see your recreations. I hope you enjoy spending time with me, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.